Marty Supreme is directed by Josh Safdie, starring Timothée Chalamet, Gwyneth Paltrow, Kevin O'Leary, Fran Drescher, Odessa Azion, and many more. The story revolves around this one guy, Marty. He is a very talented table tennis player and he has played on the national level. And he loses a match against Japan. And losing a match against Japan in that time, this movie is set in post World War II era. So losing a match against Japan for an American was very much humiliating. And Marty was feeling humiliated. He did everything he can to get the rematch, and then eventually he does get that rematch, and then he gets another chance to prove himself. Yeah, so this film is not really about table tennis. When I was going into the theater to watch this film, I thought I will be seeing some real hardcore table tennis training montage or stuff like that, like a lot of matches happening, a lot of things happening. No, this movie is about Marty's skill of hustling. Marty is inherently a hustler. He gambles money for money. He works for someone, then he works for someone else, and works for someone else to get money, and that's his goal. Like that's how he has been getting by all this time. Of course, he uses his incredible talent of playing table tennis to win money as well. But even that, he gets in trouble a lot. He goes to this underground table tennis competitions where people would bet on the game, and he would lose on purpose just so that people put in more money, and then he would win and he would get all the money. And when people who have lost their money, they find out that Marty has did this on purpose, and he conned them. They go for him, they try to get their money out of him, and that's how he get in trouble. So this movie is basically not a table tennis movie. It's a movie about this guy Marty. I don't know his last name, but yeah, he is a hustler, and he is going through a situation where he lost a match against Japanese. And as I said, like losing a match at that time against someone who is from Japan was really humiliating. Like you cannot let that happen. So he loses a match to Japan, and he is not able to take that away from his mind. Like he has to win it. So now from survival, conning people for money for surviving in New York, his mind is set on to going to Japan to beat this guy again. And yeah, that is the whole thing. The movie is just about that, about Marty, hustling here and then, conning people, finding people who he thought they were his friends, realizing that they were just using Marty for their own fulfilling their selfish desires. And then Marty beats them all and fights them all, and eventually goes to Japan for the rematch. I would like to say that I was finding it really tough to be on Marty's side. I was getting so annoyed by him. Like, if he wants to go to Japan and he is getting all these opportunities, and let me tell you, Marty gets, despite his hustling nature and his conning behavior, he gets genuine opportunities to make that money. He has to make $1,500, and I can understand that at that time making $1,500 within a month or within a couple of weeks was really tough. But he does get those opportunities. He gets this one guy who really loves his dog, and he says that if you take my dog to a vet, then I will pay you. I have a lot of money. I'll give you like $2,000. So that is an opportunity. But Marty blows this kind of opportunity up. He self-sabotages so many times. So when he gets this opportunity to just take care of this guy's dog, and he will just get $2,000, the next thing he does is he goes to this underground gambling places where they play table tennis and they gamble and stuff. Marty goes there and he cons these people who put in their money to this table tennis game. Marty loses initially, then he wins, and they lose their money, and Marty gets all their money. And when they are coming back, they have the dog in the back of the car, and they are at the gas station. They are filling up the gas. These people who lost their money, they come and they try to attack Marty and his friend and the dog. And in that whole chaos, they run away from them, but they lose the dog. So that's because they lose the dog, Marty cannot go back to this guy who offered him the job of taking care of his dog. He just stays away from that guy. He gets so many this kind of opportunities where he can make that money, but it's sometimes what happens is Marty himself self-sabotages it, or life happens to him. But his base attitude towards this whole thing is like, to hell with it. I don't care. He thinks that he is the best, and that's his character. You really hate him for that behavior. Like, he's like, yeah, that's who I am. F it, I don't care. And then life happens. Then he is like so humiliated. He wants to go to Japan, and now he is at a situation where if he wants there, no other place, no other routes are open for him. Everything is either destroyed, self-sabotaged, or was destroyed by just life that is happening to him. Only thing that is left is for him to be humiliated by those people who might take him to Japan. And he is like, okay, if that's what you want, then yeah, let's do that. He is willing to humiliate himself just so that he can go to Japan and get that rematch. And he does that. He gets himself humiliated. He gets himself humbled a little bit, but that is all so that he can go to Japan. And the guy who humiliates him, he gives him a deal, like, you are not going to win the game when you go to Japan and go for a rematch. You are going to lose. And he just lies. He does not lie, but he says, yeah, if you want me to lose, I'll lose. I just want to go to Japan, and I want to play again with that guy who beat me. And when he goes to Japan, he initially does fulfill this boss's intentions. Like, he wanted him to lose, so he loses the game. But then eventually he's like, okay, you guys want a real game? He asked all the Japanese people, do you guys want a real game? I'll give you a real game. And then they were like, Japanese people are like, sure, okay, if that's not your real game, let's see your real game. And then they all cheer for him for a rematch. And then the real game happens. And then Marty plays seriously. And eventually he does win. But I feel like the ending was a little bit not awesome for me, because he does so many things to get that rematch and win against the guy who beat him. The win that he gets in the end, it was kind of downplayed. I wanted it to be more exciting, but it was not that. That was the only thing that I feel like was the low point of this film, just a little bit. Like, because you see him going through all this nonsense that happens to him, and now that he is there at the stage, he should be celebrating the win even more so, but it's not shown as much. That's the only thing that I feel like was a downside. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, like, loving this guy is gonna be tough. I don't know. And if you guys are going there to watch a movie which is like table tennis centric, then that's not it is all about. It's all about hustling, and a lot of things is how Marty handles this kind of hustling situation, and his attitude, and how the situation, the world, the things happen that breaks his attitude of being all like, yeah, whatever, what you're gonna do about it. That kind of attitude. The life happens to him, it breaks his ego, I would say. So that's the movie is about. And if you guys are into something like that, then I would definitely recommend you guys to watch this film. Yeah, I think this movie came out like 2 weeks ago, so it's already 3 weeks in, and I don't think it's gonna last long. So if you guys are into something like that, please do watch it. It's in theaters. Alright, thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.